you want to get skinny for summer, then you came to the right channel. How to eat is super important. Changing your overeating is super important. But what is also important is what to eat. And many people don't know this because I don't really talk about this much on my channel, but I'm actually a licensed nutritionist. Like, I can work as a nutritionist. I know a thing or two about nutrition and about what foods to eat. So I have created a complete glow up weight loss food guide for you, so you know exactly what to eat to get skinny for summer, snatched for summer. We're not just gonna get skinny fat. We're not just gonna lose a lot of weight and then have like no muscles. And this is a food guide you can literally implement right away, and you can also use for the rest of your life. Like, this is not a diet. We're not doing diets here on this channel. We're doing lifestyle changes. And the foods that I'm gonna give you are gonna help you to feel satiated. It's gonna be easier for you to be in a calorie deficit. We're gonna think about protein. We're gonna think about fiber. We're gonna think about gut health. And we're gonna think about yummy, because no one wants to eat gross food and get skinny. We have different categories. We have fruit and veggies. We have smart carbs. We have lean protein, because we're not gonna get skinny fat. We're gonna get toned. We have healthy fats. We're not scared of fats. And we have hydration heroes. You're gonna have fruit and veggies daily. They are amazing because they're obviously full of fiber and they keep you satiated. They're full of vitamins, antioxidants for your skin. Yes, we're gonna lose weight and create our dream body, but we also wanna have glowy skin. We wanna have nice hair. We're gonna have nice nails. We don't wanna feel fatigue. We don't wanna feel sluggish. They're also the foods that are the lowest in calories. So you can eat quite a lot for not a lot of calories. That makes them really great for fat loss, obviously. And they just support your gut health. Your gut bacteria are literally thriving on fruit and veggies, especially veggies. They're great for hormonal balance, hydration. Generally, when it comes to veggies and for fruits, eat the rainbow. When it comes to fiber in general, you really want to aim for 20 to 30 grams of fiber. You want to think about diversity. Try to eat around 30 different plants per week. That doesn't just have to be fruit and veggies. Anything that I'm talking about, which is plants today in this video, this can be carbs, healthy fats. Nuts is also a plant. This can be spices. This can be herbs. So don't just think about fruit and veggies. Oh my god, I now have to eat like 30 different veggies. No, everything that is count as a plant. Soy is a plant, different kinds, different potatoes. Honestly, like, you have one potato, try a different kind of potato. It doesn't have to be sweet potatoes, could also just be a different kind of normal white potato. There are so many different kinds. Every plant, every potato is slightly different, so it will have slightly a different effect on your gut microbiome. The dark green are the veggies, so the leafy veggies, for example. The darker the green, the more nutrient compounds it has. Purple veggies, for example, like aubergine, purple cauliflower, blueberries, purple sweet potato, superfood. They are really high in polyphenols. Polyphenols are plant compounds that your gut microbiome loves. It thrives on it. That's why I love blueberries. But you want to go for like the dark, small blueberries rather than the big blueberries with like the white inside. The darker, the better when it comes to nutrients. What I love to get is zucchini and cauliflower. With zucchini, I love to make zoodles. That is like a low carb, a low calorie noodle alternative. So for example, I use this as like a spaghetti alternative. They're fiber rich, they give volume, but they don't make you feel so stuffed. At night, I don't like to have a big spaghetti meal. It's just too much for me. I don't feel good after it. And what I love to do with cauliflower is cauliflower rice. So you can either buy cauliflower and just put it in a food processor and create rice for yourself, but I just buy the cauliflower rice frozen. For me, this is an amazing rice alternative. I either do half rice, half cauliflower rice, or I do just cauliflower rice if I'm maybe not super hungry. It's super light, it's super filling. For me, this is not toxic diet culture. Some people are like, oh, I don't have cauliflower rice. No, have cauliflower rice if you want to save some calories, if you don't want to feel stuffed in the evening, and if it doesn't make you feel good to eat a lot of carbs at night. For me, it just doesn't feel good. And I love things like celery and carrots. They're just perfect little snacks. You can buy the little carrots in the snack bags. I have them with some homemade hummus as a snack. If I just feel peckish maybe in the evening, I want to have a little snack and I don't want to eat chips, I just have some carrots. Celery is also super hydrating. And then when it comes to fruit, I just love berries. I already mentioned it, especially blueberries, really high in polyphenols. Berries are so great because they're really nutrient dense, but they're also really low in sugar compared to other fruits. Apples are just super healthy in general, and they are really filling. You will notice if you eat a whole apple, you're kind of full. Pears and apples are both really high in pectin, and that's also a fiber compound. They're really important for energy. Don't be scared of carbs. And they're also great for balancing your hormones, because as a girly, nutrition is super important when it comes to hormone balancing, and carbs are really, really important. So don't go like super low carb because you don't have to. I used to be super scared of carbs, and I just had such a miserable life. Like, it's not fun. I think I did keto for like 3 days and then I just got so sick. I was just like, who can live like that? Carbs are important, especially if you work out a lot. Like, I go running a lot. Like, I need carbohydrates in my diet because it gives you sustainable energy. So especially if you work out, you need to eat carbohydrates. They contain really important fiber. This also helps with fewer cravings and just general better blood sugar control, which you want. My top picks: sweet potatoes. They are just such a power food. They're high in fiber. They're great for skin health. They're also really great for making different recipes because you can bake with them because they're sweet. So you can make sweet potato brownies with them. You can make healthier fries with them if you have an air fryer or an oven. Doesn't really matter. I didn't have an air fryer for ages and I still made like nice sweet potato fries. And what they do is, because they are sweet, if you increase your sweet potatoes in your diet, maybe you have them almost daily, actually help with your sweet cravings. They give you that sweet kick, but they give it to you with all the health benefits, like all the nutrients, all the fiber. Next thing I love really, quinoa. That is gluten-free. So if you struggle a little bit with gluten, this is a great grain to have for you. As a grain, it's really high in protein, which means it will keep you fuller for longer. And you can also use it in different recipes. You can use it obviously as a grain in a bowl or as a rice alternative. What you can also do, you can use it as a quinoa porridge. I actually made a quinoa porridge. I'm gonna link the recipe down below. And that is such a great alternative to oats. The next superfood that I love is buckwheat, especially for like the Eastern European women. Buckwheat is like a holy grail. It's really rich in protein. It's also gluten-free. And what is really great is that it is a complete protein. Unlike most grains, buckwheat actually has all 9 amino acids, which is fantastic. And that will help you in building muscle, especially if you eat a plant-based diet. You need to mix certain proteins to get the complete protein profile, but with buckwheat you already have it. It's really just important for building lean muscle, because you do not want to get skinny fat. The next thing is oats. Oats are kind of demonized a little bit because they say, oh, they really raise your blood sugar. I think you need to try it for yourself. For some people that don't really stomach oats so well, but why I like oats is especially in overnight oats, because it's so easy to meal prep. And what oats do as overnight oats, they actually increase and resistant starch. So if you leave starches in the fridge overnight, so cooked potatoes, cooked pasta, overnight oats, yeah, they are like soaked in milk or water. That means that will actually then increase their resistant starch, and that is so healthy for your gut. Your gut microbiome loves resistant starch. You can still eat bread. I love bread. I come from Germany. Germany is a country with the most kinds of breads in the world. So I grew up on bread. So I would always opt for a more seeded, darker bread rather than like the white flour bread. This will just have more fiber. This will keep you fuller for longer, and this will also not spike your blood sugar as much. The best bread that you can get is actual sourdough bread. And I wouldn't get a sourdough bread from the supermarket bakeries because there's a lot of additives in the supermarket bread. It's not actually that good. What I would do is go to a nice bakery, actually in your city, like an artisan bakery. Here in Berlin, we have so many, and they have actual sourdough loaves. Yes, they're like a little bit pricey, but honestly, they are so worth it. Get half a loaf if you can't eat it all, but make sure that you get actual sourdough bread from a bakery. And the sourdough is so good for you because of the fermentation process of the sourdough. That is just amazing for your gut health. When it comes to flour, I would always use spelt flour over white flour because it has just more fiber. Then when it comes to smart carbs, we want to include legumes, and we want to include them regularly, best daily. And legumes are lentils, beans, chickpeas. They're high in fiber, high in protein, amazing plant protein. They're also super versatile. You can just add them to salads, you can add them to bowls, you can make chilies, you can make curries, you can roast your chickpeas, which I love. The best snack is roasting your chickpeas. You can make hummus, which is an amazing dip with chickpeas, but you can also make red bean hummus. I've made that before, so tasty. You can bake with your black beans. You can make black bean brownies. I've made them. They're actually really, really good. I also have a recipe down below. I'm just gonna link all my recipes that I have down below. When I used to be fat and I was like trying to lose weight and I lost weight and then I got like skinny fat and then I put the weight back on, I was not paying attention to protein. I'm a pescatarian, so I don't eat meat, and I was not really eating a lot of animal protein anyway, so I didn't really eat yogurt, I didn't really eat a lot of eggs. I do eat fish, but I didn't eat a lot of fish. I don't even know how I got my protein, to be honest. Probably cheese. So I was always so low in protein, and when I completely changed this and I really made my focus, your focus should really be protein and fiber first for all of your meals. Really think about, what is my protein source, what is my fiber source? You'll be fine because you will be satiated, and then you can add all the other things. So why is lean protein so amazing? It helps you to preserve your muscle mass while losing fat. That's why I hate fasting diets or like fasting, juice fasts and all that stuff. Yes, you can lose a lot of weight, but it's a lot of muscle weight. That's why when you go on a calorie deficit, you always need to make sure that you eat enough protein, at least 100 grams of protein per day, because you want to avoid muscle loss. This is the most important thing. And what it will also help you do is feeling more satiated, because if you want that skinny snatched look, you need to increase your protein. It is a little bit of a metabolism booster. Protein has the highest thermic effect from all the macronutrients. That means that your body will actually need more energy to digest protein rather than fat or carbs. And when you eat a protein-rich diet, it really helps you to reduce those cravings and late-night snacking. Because if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, even though carbs are important, but if your diet is really high in carbohydrates, you will have constant snacking urges. You really want to eat the whole time because you constantly spike your blood sugar, and these like little blood sugar spikes will always increase your cravings. What are my top picks? So this is obviously for vegetarian / pescatarian. I'm not going to put meat in there. Obviously there are lots of meat choices that you can do, but because I don't really eat it, I would not suggest. But you can put it down below if you have a lean protein that you really love that is not mentioned here. Eggs I love because they are a full protein source. So they have all amino acids. Shrimps, I think shrimps are such an underrated food because they're super lean protein and it's super satisfying. Shrimps are extremely low in calories, but they really fill you up. I know the only thing that I really don't like about shrimps is that they're like super expensive. They're only at 90 calories for 100 grams of shrimps, and those 100 grams have around 20 grams of protein. Like, that is so good. The next one is also in the sea, and that is salmon. I love salmon. I only buy organic salmon if I can, just because it's lower in fat, it doesn't have antibiotics and stuff like that in there, and it's really high in omega-3. Omega-3 is so important. I would definitely suggest you supplement omega-3. You can also get vegetarian sources. Really, really important you get that antibody, and you will not eat enough salmon to do that because it's important for your cognitive function, and it is important for fighting also inflammation in your body. Then my next one is probably my favorite one. I eat this every day, and that is Greek/skyr yogurt. And make it unsweetened. Don't buy the sweetened version. There's loads of sugar in there. You don't need that. If you buy actual yogurt and not the Greek or the skyr yogurt, that will be high in probiotics, which is also really healthy for your gut. But what I like to do is I like to buy the Greek yogurt and then I mix in some kefir. Kefir alone is not high in protein, but it is really high in probiotics because it is fermented dairy source. So I mix that together so I get the probiotics and then I get the protein. There are also great vegan alternatives like the Alpro skyr yogurt. I love that one. This is really, really good alternative if you are not eating dairy, for example. Plant protein, and that is tofu and tempeh. Don't be scared of tofu. There's a lot of fear mongering out there, which is not based in any science. You can have soy, you can have tempeh. You don't eat it several times a day. Like, you can have it a few times a week. It's fine. And tempeh is so underrated because it's also fermented. Again, everything fermented is just so good for your gut. Put the tofu in the air fryer, complete game changer. I think with tofu, you just need to know how to prepare it. Smoked tofu is a lot firmer than the normal white tofu. Just try a little bit, look up some recipes, look up how to prepare tofu properly, and you will actually like it. And then the next one with a lean protein is cottage cheese. Guys, get on the cottage cheese train. There's so many recipes on TikTok that go viral with like cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is such a power food. I made high protein pizza with cottage cheese. It was so good. Honestly, guys, this is one of my staple recipes now. And you can just change the pizza toppings. I also post that down below the recipe because it is so friggin' good and so easy to do. You can make dessert with it. I also make cottage cheese ice cream with it. You don't need an ice cream maker for that. It was delicious. Don't be scared of fats. Fats are really, really important for you, but a small amount goes a long way. Why are healthy fats amazing? Crucial for glowy skin, really important for hormonal health, and also helps you to stay satiated. Like, it really keeps you fuller for longer. And it's really important to help you actually absorb certain vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D. My top picks when it comes to healthy fats is avocados. This is not groundbreaking. Then olive oil, really good. I only cook with olive oil. I bake with olive oil. I don't really use a lot of butter or anything in my baking. It's anti-inflammatory, it's heart healthy. The next healthy fat is chia seeds and flax seeds. So good for your gut health because they're also high in fiber. I love to make chia seed pudding. Also high in omega-3. So if you don't really eat a lot of salmon, increase your chia seeds. You make chia pudding, you can sprinkle flaxseed over your muesli, over your yogurt bowl, over your salads. Next healthy fat is nuts, especially almonds, walnuts, cashews. Especially even walnuts are really healthy for your brain health. They even look like little brains. And I think they are just such a good snack in between if you want something, but you don't want to spike your blood sugar because nuts really do not spike your blood sugar. But with nuts, you need to be careful. A small amount goes a long way. Not more than 30 grams a day because you think, oh, I have like a handful of nuts. A handful of nuts can easily be 300, 400 calories. And then we come to your hydration heroes because yes, we eat, but we also have to drink. And we're not just drinking boring as water, which we obviously need to do because you need to drink at least 2 liters of water a day. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Let's make it a little bit more fun. Proper hydration is super important for your weight loss journey and general health, of course, not just for your weight loss, but it really helps you to curb your cravings. And oftentimes your body actually gives you the signal of hunger when it's actually thirsty. I would suggest you get a straw because drinking with a straw makes it so much easier and quicker to drink. So my top picks when it comes to drinks: lemon water, and what I also like to do is apple cider vinegar water. That really helps you to boost your metabolism in the morning, curbs also your sugar craving throughout the day. So I always start my day with apple cider vinegar diluted in water. That is maybe not the tastiest option here, but it's definitely a really good healthy option. Lemon water is great because it's like a gentle detox for your body. I mean, it's not really like based in so much science, to be honest. You definitely get a vitamin C kick from that, so you can't go wrong with it. I think there are lots of health benefits associated with lemon water that are maybe not really based in science, but if you don't like boring water, lemon water is such a great alternative. And then just herbal teas are so good. Nettle tea is amazing. That also really helps with getting rid of water retention in your body, and it's great for helping with cravings. But also peppermint tea after your meal as a dessert, because that really helps you with those cravings for eating more after your dinner. Ginger is great for digestion. And then just generally infused waters. You can make them yourself with some cucumber, with some mint, with some berries, with citrus fruits, orange, lime, whatever. Let me know in the comments which are your favorite fruits, veggies, lean proteins, carbs. I'm super curious to hear. Let's create a little list down below. And make sure to follow my TikTok and my Instagram because I share a lot more recipes on there. And if you like this video, you're gonna love this video.